Your YouTube, what's good? Back with another video. Hey, and this video really gonna be just to help y'all out. If y'all going through heartbreak out there, if you haven't been, you'll probably end up going through it eventually. We all go through it. I'm gonna let y'all know, what heartbreak taught me at every level, at each time it happened to me. I'm gonna let you know what it taught me and how I dealt with it, how to get over it. Cause bitches done broke my heart throughout my whole life. I'm gonna just give y'all some advice, if you're going through it right now, just know that it ain't the end of the world, It only seems that bad because you in it. But once you get out of it, I promise you, it was never as big as you think it is, you know what I'm saying? So just stay tuned and I got you, all right? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I post, and follow me on all my socials. Instagram at Wolfgang Peak, TikTok at Wolfgang Lifestyle. All right, so my first real heartbreak came my freshman year of high school. So 9th grade, I was dealing with this one girl, dark skin, slim. She was pretty, she's a track body, so she wasn't super thick, but at that point I wasn't really fucking bitches like that. So I wasn't fucking no bitches at all, actually. So, but she was pretty as hell, dark skin bitch, nice pretty white teeth. Yeah, she was all right for me, And at that time, all my homeboys was dealing with upperclassmen girls, so, I wanted an upperclassman bitch too, you know what I'm saying? Trying to, want acceptance from my friends. I think she was 11th grade. But, yeah, so boom, basically, I bagged her, talking on the phone and shit all night, things like that, And back then, I'm thinking we got something going on, but I'm still believing in, that lovey-dovey, be with a bitch for the rest of your life type shit. You feel me? So that ain't what it was. You feel me? She upperclassman. She know what she wants. She wasn't trying. At most, she just wanted me, young boy, come and handle your business. You know what I'm saying? We can be woo-woo like that. She don't really want no relationship type vibe. And then on the other side, too, she had an older nigga, she was still floating around, that she still had feelings for. So I pretty much missed the window of me being able to, fuck. But she ended up, I'm doing all this extra shit. I'm coming try to see her all the time, calling her all the time, this, that, and the third. And as I was doing that, I was noticing that, she getting a little more distance from me. Like, she not answering my calls, and she like ducking me now. She not writing me back on MySpace. I don't even know if y'all know about MySpace, but she wasn't writing me back or nothing, that shit. And, then come to find out, she was just done with me. Like, she just cut me off for real. And I was sitting there thinking, like, damn, I was fucked up about her too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was to be honest, that was like one of my first loves for real. Like, first love. It was kitty shit. We ain't fucked, so I really ain't had no emotional attachment to her. But I felt like I was in love with the bitch. But what it taught me was I was being too clingy. I was too lovey-dovey, emotional and shit like that. And my thing is, what it taught me as well is, like, she wanted, older dudes, just like most girls want. They want a mature dude. And she was probably already imprinted by the nigga that she was fucking with, you know what I'm saying? Which makes sense. I mean, he was 6'3", 6'4", some shit like that on a basketball team, So she was already imprinted by him, and that was what she, it might have been her first or something like that, but, that's what it was, I didn't know it at the time, but, as time went on, I started to understand these type of things, you know what I'm saying? And then, how I got over it, at that point, I'm young still, so I got with a girl who wanted that type of shit, that be with a nigga forever type of shit, lovey-dovey relationship. But on the end of that, I fucked it up anyway because, I started, at that point, I was just starting to come into my own, so I started getting bitches, and I just broke it up with her because I'm starting to get all this attention now, from other pretty bitches. So I fucked that up anyway. So it showed me I didn't want that either, So that's that. Next. Oh, man, next. All right, so this one probably has the most impact on me, probably to this day. 12th grade. 12th grade. I'm fucking with this light-skinned bitch. Thick as hell. She had a little bit of titties on her at that time, but ass fat as hell. Like, she was thick as shit. Red bone, you know. She was pretty, you feel me? So, I'm fucking with her, and man, this one, it'd be hard, because it's like, I hate talking about it, because I was just such a fucking dork. Like, the way I looked at how I handled it back, it just made me feel like, ugh, because I can't see myself acting like that now. But, so basically, fucking with shorty, I'm 12th grade, she under me, so she in 11th grade. You know, we fucking with each other through high school, boom, boom. I'm about to graduate, you know, and the thing about it is I already knew the type of girl. She was a party girl. She liked to go out, you know, shake her ass, you know what I'm saying? That's how I met her, you know. I was into that, and then I just fuck around and decided to wife her on some goofy shit, right? So I'm with her, and I'm about to go out to college, and you know, I had a reputation. She knew me from cheating on like a bitch that I used to fuck with that she was friends with. So she knew me from that. And, you know, me trying to be new, you know, you always try to act like you better than you used to be. I'm sitting there like, nah, I ain't gonna cheat on you, this, that, and the third when I go away to college, you know. And I was serious about that shit too, trying to be good, trying to do right. But let me tell you something. If you in a relationship right now, you in high school, y'all about to go off to college, or you about to go off to college, just end the shit. End the shit, bro. It is too many dicks between y'all. It is too much room for error when y'all in different states or y'all in different ends of the globe. Like, fuck all that, bro. And then if you're in a relationship, you need to be close enough to each other to be relatable. So that means if she's heartbroken or there's something wrong with her, you need to be able to be there in an instant. And you ain't gonna be able to do that at college. You know who is, though? Buddy that's in the dorms, buddy that's in her class. You know what I'm saying? You ain't the only handsome nigga out there. It's gonna be somebody there to that dick to ride on. So I'm gonna just tell y'all, end it. Ain't no long distance relationships out here. But boom. So let me get to the main part of this. So I'm off at college, you know, I'm trying to be good, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard because there's so many bitches. Like, you don't know bitches until you go off to college. I don't give a fuck what college you go to. Bitches is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And my cousin had the juice on campus, so he had all the bitches. And I'm his little cousin, so you know I'm getting played just off of family. You know what I'm saying? So I'm over here being good in college. Fast forward to fall. I go back home for like a weekend or some shit like that because it's a break. I get home and I just feel it in my stomach, like people looking at me weird and shit like that. I'm like, oh, you fuck with your? Oh, okay. That's boom, boom, boom. I'm sitting there like, what you talking about? Like, what's going on? Like, why you? You're like, I let her tell you, or you find out. Boom. Long story short, I got back home, found out shorty was fucking another nigga. Not even the worst part about it. Not just any nigga. This is my cousin, folks. She fucking my cousin, bro. Oh my God. Talk about stomach in your ass. And it's the worst part too, because I know that nigga. Like, that nigga handsome. Like, I know he get bitches. So it sucks that it had to be my bitch, you know what I'm saying? He was light-skinned, tatted up at that time. Like, you know, out of high school, that nigga was tatted the fuck up. You know, athlete, this, that, and the third. You know, he could dress like my cut. Like, he had the juice. I ain't gonna hold you. So I can't even be a hater, but, you know, that's just on me, you know. Not understanding the game, not understanding how shit worked. You know, to even take it a step further, I got her on some bullshit anyway, because she was fucking with one of the niggas I was cool with when we got together. So she left him to came to me. So, you know, that's what I get. You know, that's just how the game go, you know. But it's good to go through shit like that so you get the life experience, you know. And then what I learned from that, what I took away from that one is just, you know, bitches want to select dudes, and you really can't change. You don't control these bitches. Like, you can't change how bitch nature is at that time. You know, she young, you know, hot girl summer, she want to be outside. Man, it ain't nothing. You can't, you just got to chalk that one up. You just don't wife that, you know what I'm saying? That's just female nature. That's what it also taught me. That's just how females is. That's when I first got, like, I didn't understand it then, but that's when the body game made sense. Because I was frail. I ain't had no muscles. I ain't had no abs, none of that shit. I was just skinny nigga my whole life. And my cousin, he was, athlete. So he had abs. He was big. He had, football. So he was in shape. You know what I'm saying? So shape, tattoos, light skin, and good hair. All the shit that bitches want, he had it. So, I couldn't compete with that. But that's just female nature. That's just how body game worked. He was select in her eyes. I wasn't. And he did it right. He ain't try to wife her. He just boom, boom, fuck, and got up out of there. You know what I'm saying? And we laugh about it to this day. So, like, I tell him, like, we chop it up about that shit. Yeah, man, that one was that taught me the most about anything, bro. How I got over it, I just put that bitch on ice for real. Like, the distance. Like, I went to the military. We was fucking around after that, and then I left for the military 2013. So, I graduated 2011. So, for them 2 years, from 2011 to 2012, I left January 2013. So I got over it. I just put that bitch on ice. Like, the night I left for the army, cut my phone. I told her, like, it's over. I ain't gonna fuck with you no more. Just turned my phone off, and I left the next day. Like, isolation. And after that, once I got to the army, like, it wasn't no contact. So, that was that. That's how I got over that. Just no contact and distance, really. All right, so my last heartbreak, I wouldn't say this one was too impactful because by the time it happened, I was already over it. So I ain't gonna say this one was heartbreak, but at the same time, it has some impact because it shapes me to this day, how I operate, how I think, how I maneuver, and what I'm gonna tolerate. I was married, for y'all that don't know, I was married for about 5 years. I got married in 2016 January, and divorced. Divorce was final September 2021. Yeah, September 2021, that shit was final. That marriage, man, it was bumpy from the start. Like, we didn't really get along and shit like that. I felt like both of us, I feel like we was just settling, We liked each other. We was a couple. We was in a relationship, but we had a long-distance relationship. So she was in Germany, I was in Texas, and then I got deployed, so I was overseas. And it's like, we don't ever see each other. We just on the phone. We not fucking, things like that. It's just too much in-between shit. That's why I say ain't no such thing as long-distance relationships, bro. You better off just cutting ties and just doing your own thing. Because up until we was married, I was doing my own thing anyway. Like, we ain't near each other all the time, and I'm not just gonna be not getting no pussy, And I don't expect her to not be getting no dick, you know what I'm saying? If we're gonna be realistic, that's how I always carried it. But at some point, we was just like, she come back stateside, she was like, we should get married. We getting married, so, we can move together, blah, blah, fucking blah. So anyway, we did that. But the whole time, like, up to that, we wasn't getting along. We was fighting all the time. We just too much extra shit. It just wasn't. We just was better off being, breaking up, being single, and just living our lives. But we ended up getting married. That was that. I'm talking about, it was good times and bad times. I ain't gonna say it was all bad, but to be honest, I wasn't ready for marriage. And a lot of you dudes ain't gonna be ready for marriage because ain't nothing gonna teach you how to lead a family. A lot of us don't even have, good leadership in our lives, We grow up without fathers and shit. I had my dad, though, so let's be clear. My dad was always in my life, so I always had the leadership. And, with me being a knucklehead, I just do shit on my own in any way. And then after the fact, I have that conversation with my pops, like, I should have listened to you, you know what I'm saying? Because he know. But, most of y'all, don't have that leadership, that guidance to, know how to lead a family properly. Most of us don't see it. So that was my case. That was my situation. So about 2018, we staying in Greensboro, and it's just all bad. Like, shit's bad. We not getting ain't no money coming in. We fighting over finances and shit like that, spending time, and we got a kid now. Like, Pop was born, so it's like, I got a son, a family, and I don't got enough money. So, the arguments is coming left and right. She been annoying, like, and I'm, and it all falls back on me, as a man. You take full accountability for the shit that's going on. It's my fault for not having the money. It's my fault for not leading my family properly, which is why I fell apart. You know what I'm saying? I take full accountability on that. But, at some point I was just like, it was one night, something happened. We was drinking and we just got into this big argument, like yelling back and forth and shit like that. And then the police had got called. You know, the neighbors hear us yelling up there. They sitting there trying to sleep. It's like 2 a.m. some shit. They called the police, and this is what made me be like, I don't want to do this no more. So we out, she in there, we yelling and fighting back and forth. You know, I'm trying to calm her down at this point because now I'm like tired, like I'm exhausted. So I go outside to smoke. I see the cops. They at the wrong apartment. They across the way, but I see them and I'm like, yo, chill out. Somebody called the cops. Like, they called the cops. You gotta chill out, you know, before they come over here. And she come out on the balcony with me and yell, we over here, blah, blah. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, at that point, my life flashed before my eyes. Not in the sense that they was gonna kill me, but the sense that if I go to jail right now, like, let's say they do take me in or some shit. Like, let's say it could be bad. Like, they assholes or something. Somebody come arrest me. My opportunity for the job I had got overseas would have been gone. We wouldn't have had the money to pay the bills because I wouldn't be working. And, you know, she wasn't going to be able to do it on her own. Would have been, you know, she would have been gone. They might have took our son because, you know, you can't be sitting there fighting. You can't be in there domestic. We wasn't beating each other up. We wasn't hitting nobody. Like, but, you know, that type of shit, domestic violence, they'll come take your kids out the house if they think it's bad enough. So we could have lost our child, like all kinds of shit. And I was just like, that was the point in my life where I was like, you know what? We can do this separate. I don't want to do this no more. And then I ended up going overseas. So, you know, and that time away really put my whole life in perspective. So the me y'all see today has formed from me being overseas for like a year and some change, like a year and 3 months. So that was pretty much like a heartbreak, kind of, but I wasn't really heartbroken about it. It was just like I felt we was already growing apart at that point, so I was already ready for it. You know, what I learned from that is there's how to be accountable for my part in everything and take full accountability on my part in that whole relationship, like full accountability on everything. Like, I don't put no blame on her at all, but it was all everything that happened was my fault because I made those choices and decisions. And it taught me that I wasn't ready to be a leader of a family. And it also taught me, like, my happiness comes before anything else. Patrice O'Neal said it the best. I'm going to always reference it. Your happiness is paramount. I was in that marriage believing happy wife, happy life, and I was fucking miserable. Miserable, my nigga. So what I learned now is that my happiness comes before anything else, because if I'm happy, I'll make sure you're happy, and it flows downhill. So I gotta make sure I'm good first before anything, and that's how I am to this day. How I got over this divorce, this relationship shit, isolation, bro. Isolation. While I was overseas, man, it wasn't shit to do because I was remote, so like remote island, like you don't even know where it's at. So that's when I started hitting the gym. If y'all watch my body game story, I started hitting the gym. And I was in the gym every day, constantly. Every day I did gym. I go to work and I would create. So if y'all go to my Instagram page, you might see some freestyles on there. I was writing. I was making music all the time. I was working out. I was going to work, and then I was creating. So I was always doing something. And all of that showed me is just like, it gave me the freedom to release what I was feeling. It gave me that space to release all those emotions I was having. And that's good, because you do not want to keep that shit bottled up. And then also, it made me better. It made me a better person. Literally, like physically and mentally. Like, my body got in shape and my mind got sharper. I was reading books and all. If you would have thought I was in jail. But it made me feel, it made me great. And this is how I learned everything I learned to this day. So that's what I learned from that. But basically what I'm saying is that energy, that pain you feel from heartbreak, you got to channel that into something positive so that it doesn't consume you and destroy you, because it will destroy you if you let it. All those emotions will destroy you if you let it. Because I could have been drinking my heart out, smoking, just being reckless, doing dumb shit, lashing out, not being productive. That shit could have ruined me, but I didn't let it. And you shouldn't let it either. Yeah, man, that's my little story of three heartbreaks. Three heartbreaks three of the most important heartbreaks. I ain't gonna say that. But three of the most important heartbreaks or in relationships with women that I went through and the shit that they taught me, yo. So hopefully this helps y'all, yo. Get out that hole and understand everything you going through right now is temporary. The storm don't last forever. This shit it only feels bad because you in it. It only feels bad because you in it. But once you get through it, bro, I promise you, it's light on the other side, and you will come out great. You will come out better than you was. All right? But that's all I got for y'all, yo. Until next time, this is Wolfgang Pete. This is Wolfgang Lifestyle. And I'm out.